Hey there, Star Trek Fleet Command fans. Welcome back to another video where today we're talking about the ticket system going on right now in part 3 of the original series arc in Star Trek Fleet Command. Now, this is also going to be a video of why your feedback is so important. I can't stress that enough. I need you to give feedback on all things so that myself and even the other content creators and moderators can pass that along, hopefully resulting in immediate changes like you're going to see in today's video. It's great to blast Scopely at times, but if they listen, we got to give them credit. And in this video, we're going to do that.
Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo!
All right, so let's jump right into this event. We've got a ton of stuff going on right now. As you can see, we've got TOS Leviathan here, all about the Doomsday Machine. We got an officer leaderboard right now. We had the first set of skins, that auction style event go out already. And we've had different things. The big one to come into, obviously, was the ticket system. And that led to a lot of umbrage and just frustration from the players and how it played out. Now, you see me, I've already completed mine for today, getting my free tickets. Real quick, I want to make a note. If you don't know how to get the tickets, you're going to get these tickets to do one event for free every single day in your gift chest. So just click on your gift chest in the morning, and it will be in here mixed in with all this crazy stuff. Also, let's hit our 24-hour chest so I don't forget, because I literally will. But let's move on to the next part. Let's just get into this conversation we need to have. And the feedback is important, like I was saying. And we've been talking about that with the live ops team and passing along things that you've said. But the biggest one had to do with the Doomsday Machine and how difficult it was for you to complete certain events. For example, if you had chosen... Sorry, wrong one. If you had chosen the hostile event on the first day of this ticketing system, depending on what level you are, you would literally have found it almost impossible. I was talking to one of the whales who runs through this, and I know many of you are going to get a little giggle out of this because you have, it's almost like a little bit of retribution for the whales to have to spend so much on a grind. But to be fair, I mean, when you have a player going through 16 holes of a ship to complete an event, that's just not how it should be. And that's some of the things that we were running into yesterday's event. And, before that, and, one whale in particular I talked to spent 400 million tritanium. And yes, I get it. We want to fight back against the whales, but at the same time, they need to be able to have an enjoyable experience. And that's where the feedback came in. So when we were having this, and it wasn't just me, it was people like DJ, the moderators, but when I talked to the live ops and the dev team about this, I think at minimum you had to reduce some of the requirements by 25 to 30%. That was what I said. I'll even put what I said on the screen, blocking out everything else, just so y'all can see what my thoughts were. And the reason I'm including that is because they went above and beyond that based on your feedback. If anything, I undershot. I failed you. I'm sorry. I failed you. But who's perfect? Usually me, but not today. But here's what ended up happening. So let's take, for example, the Doomsday Worms. This was a huge one because the massive amount of grinding it took to complete this particular run through. Now, this was the hostile event. Now, the original milestones and everything have been reduced for a total of a 70 to 80% reduction, 20 to 30% off the original point requirements. So you talk about the top milestones, what it took to get there. They made a big drop from that. Higher level segments were more balanced in the first iteration, so the reduction is a little bit less for them, but overall, the number they gave me was 57% of the original point requirements. But as a whole, they made it easier to complete, and you'll see score by destroying Doomsday hostiles, and if you notice, there's something missing there. Yeah, the ship requirements. So feedback like that, very important. Let's move on to the next one in our system of events. We had bolster defenses. Now this coincides with the research event that they had. That was another huge one, was how bad the research event was. And that was a 40% reduction of the original milestone requirements, which was a 60% total reduction. If you're curious what the heck those different numbers mean, Just remember that everything with Scopely math is complicated. The key, though, is you should be able to notice a significant difference in your ability to grind through these and pay through these events than you were before. And I think everybody that I've contacted with this morning to confirm this, the reason this video is coming out a smidge later than I like them coming out around 12 noon my time. This one will probably drop 4 to 5 p.m. was so that I can make sure that the feedback that y'all gave following the changes was positive. And I'm very happy to say it was. And this goes back to what I'm saying, the communication with the dev team and them being willing to make changes for something like this is awesome. So we got to give them credit for it. Yes, it sucked to begin with, but definitely give credit to them for hearing the complaints and making adjustments to that. And then there was one other event that we have to go over, and that was the Armada one. Now, this one was honestly the easier one to complete, and the main people I had complain were like level 19s who were trying to contribute, and I definitely think lower levels should be able to participate, but as a whole, this one was the more balanced of the three, yet it also got a reduction, and this one got a 30% reduction to the overall cost. So not as great as some of the others, which is fine, but keep in mind that when I asked for a reduction and I gave them the percentage that I thought would be fair while still making it grindy, I said 25 to 30. So literally the one they reduced the least was the most reduction I actually asked for. So once again, my bad. I'm sorry. And thank you to the overlords for going above and beyond that. Now, remember, a lot of the stuff we're talking about, there's different brackets, there's different, ship requirements in terms of what your ship can hit. So it might feel different. You might not have an exactly 70% reduction, but you will notice across the board it is easier. That is due to the feedback because the ticket system is something that they want to continue. Now, I'm also on top of this video going to throw in a little bit of feedback myself after having several conversations with both Dolphins, free-to-play, whales. So quick edit there. Talking with the whales, dolphins, basically people who spend money, one thing that I think was a mistake was changing how these packs were designed. They created this Alliance event pack to try to incentivize helping out the Alliance. As you see, for $100, you're only getting 60, which is 6 days worth, and then giving 5 to your Alliance. Whereas the original pack for $100, which they still have, by the way, is this. I love the idea of incentivizing the growth of your Alliance and helping out the Alliance. But I do think that going from 390 down to 60, all to do a 5-ticket give to your group, doesn't incentivize spending at all. If anything, it probably deters you because it looks like you're getting less value than you were before. And perception is such a strong thing in this game. For me, and this is up to, if I was doing it, this would be, I understand if you lower it a little bit, so that it doesn't fight the other $100 pack that you have. And you also have the $50 pack to consider. But for $50, you get 180. I think for $100, if you're going to help out your Alliance, this should be 180 minimum, the $50 pack. And then this should give the Alliance members probably 10 to 20. 1 or 2 days worth. And here's why that would, in my opinion, make a lot more money for the game. Because even in the whale alliances, you don't have people who spend, if let's say you have a 75-member alliance that's rank 1 on the server, half of those are probably big spenders or some type of spenders, but there's still a lot who aren't. Doing this will help the alliance get stronger and incentivize the whales to actually buy more of these packs so they can focus on growing the alliance. 5 tickets, which requires 2 pack purchases, $200 to still not be getting what they could spend $50 on is not much of an incentive to go and help out the Alliance. I wouldn't do it, and I am huge on Alliance events. I have helped promote Cal for Star Trek Fleet Command for over a year. I've loved that since it came out. Anything regarding the Alliances, I'm typically going to support, but this is not something I necessarily can get behind. This pack, while a good idea, has to be increased if it's really going to be a big selling item. Got to match at least the $50 pack in terms of what the player gets, and you've got to quadruple what you're passing out to really incentivize, hey, now it's worth buying 4 of these things so that my players underneath me can complete all these events during the week. We can get all the anti-protons we need to finish out that big Alliance event, which, and here's the best feedback I can give, is one of the best Alliance milestone events they've ever done, and that is this one right here, the Doomsday Machine Alliance milestone. With the rares, you're getting, 900 rare directors for Armadas, plus the new shards for the weapons, skin, avatar, frame, and then Neutronium. This is a fantastic Alliance leaderboard, Alliance milestone event. but maybe some little tweaks to be had here and there. But overall, as long as we continue to get the feedback from all of you and are able to pass that on to the dev team, we should hopefully continue to see the type of improvements that we saw in such a short time frame here. I can't promise that everything will happen quickly because look, there are going to be times that we have disagreements. I have had plenty of conversations with Scopely that did not go the way that I or many of the people who watch this channel would want. You know what? That's just how it goes sometimes. But we can still enact change with our voice and make things happen. That's why feedback right now, down below in the video, provide you some feedback, okay? Can you do that, please? Thank you. And I'm going to let Avatar Rev serenade you out. Live long and prosper. Stay safe out there, Space Cowboys. And we'll catch you on the next exciting video of Star Trek Fleet Command. And now, you know who I am.
Toss a coin to your CC, oh Valley of Plenty, oh Valley of Plenty, I'm broke. For real though.
Remember, Spock doesn't go on the Enterprise. Live long and prosper. All the best.
An even better outro than the intro for the Empire and glory to your house.